And I watch all about sport on Cavan TV. So should you.
And welcome to All About Sport on CavanTV.com, coming to you live from our new studio at the Cavan Crystal Hotel, Dublin Road, Cavan Town. All About Sport is Ireland's first live web TV sports programme with nearly 2 million views in 212 countries worldwide. Coming up on tonight's show, our well-informed traders from Boyle Sports, Rory and Damien, are here to give you all that much-needed tips for the following events, including Cheltenham, the Premier League, the darts, the National Football League and the Six Nations, all coming up on the show. But first, I am joined by members of the Cavan Interclub Cycling League, and you are very welcome, Andy and Tina Brady, James Smith and Ronan Fitzpatrick. So thank you very much for joining us on All About Sport. We'll start off with yourself, James. Tell us a little bit about the Interclub Cycling League and what club you're from yourself.
Well, Louise, I'm with the Sheelan Flyers and we're based in Kilmallock. We're again, just a new club in the area, and we kind of, while there was other clubs around, there was 5 other clubs last year, and we all got together and decided to have a little bit of a competitive league. You know, it always adds a little bit of spice. And we started off with 5 events, which was 3 road races, a hill climb, an individual, two road races, a hill climb, an individual time trial and a team time trial. Okay. It was so successful that we expanded it this year, and a new club formed as well to join us, CKO from Cootill, and we're now going to 11 events, which will be 8 road races, 2 team time trials and a hill climb.
Okay, right. So when was this established, the Interclub Cycling League?
It was just last year, just around the summer. We kind of, because we all knew each other, the cycling fraternity in Cavan would be, you know, pretty close, and there was quite a lot of guys going to competitive races, and there was no real outlet for them to do any racing in Cavan. So we said, let's try it. Ronan brought back the idea from his travels up to Emmy Vale and racing there, and we kind of used their model as a basis for ours, but obviously we changed it around to suit ourselves a bit. And you know, everyone had a great time at each event, and the weather was great, and, and you know, it was a very successful run of events. So that's where it was born, you know, and from then on we just kept adding parts to it, and we're looking forward to kicking it off on April 16th. Excellent.
Well, I mean, Cavan, you're blessed with the scenery, and you know, it's a beautiful place to be cycling, but it seems to have gone from strength to strength. Ronan, we'll come to you next. You're part of the Breffni Wheelers Club. How long have you been cycling?
I've been cycling about 2.5, 3 years at this stage, but you're right, Louise, like, cycling really has taken off in Cavan. I know the Wheelers, possibly with Virginia, possibly one of the 2 oldest clubs in Cavan, forming in about 2006. But even then, like, when the likes of the Wheelers might have 20 members or so, it's really starting to expand in the last couple of years. And even the volume of people that maybe aren't even with clubs that are cycling the roads of Cavan is huge. Like, we've fantastic roads in Cavan for cycling. I know we had a Cycling Ireland rep down recently for a training course, and he was hugely impressed by how safe our roads are and how quiet they are. And you know, Cavan's a lot to offer when it comes to cycling. Yeah,
I think more and more you're meeting more and more kind of groups of cyclists on the road, and it's great for everybody, I suppose, to get together. It's quite a sociable thing. We're going to come to Tina and Andy Brady, a husband and wife. So cycling together, obviously very good for your relationship, would you say, Andy?
Some of the time, I suppose, okay. I suppose Tina was later coming into it than I was. I've kind of cycling for about 20 years. Maybe she took the responsibility of looking after the kids at home. I got the free time. It wasn't until the kids got a little bit older that they can look after themselves that Tina kind of went back to it. She had done a little bit in and out at college, all right, so she must have had a liking for it at some stage, so she's come back to it now and enjoys it thoroughly, so the two of us can do what we want.
Yeah.
Quite happy at that, so no splits in the camp so far.
No, which is good. And you're part of, just tell us what club you're part of in
We're
Virginia.
with VTCC, which is Virginia Triathlon and Cycle Club, so a little bit different than Sheelan Flyers and Breffni Wheelers, where some of our members would be triathletes in the same sense, so it's not just a cycle specific club, maybe 60% cycling, 40% triathlon. Some of them do duathlons as well, but membership, again, a bit like what Ronan was saying there, membership has increased. There's a huge uptake in triathlon as well as cycling, and both ends of the thing mixed together, where some of them do both and some of them only do one. So
yeah, you mentioned you've been cycling for 20 years, so you're the representative of the Cavan Interclub Cycling League. So quite exciting. You had 5 trial events all over the county last year, but now that's increased to 11 events.
yeah, just like what James was saying there, last year the initiative was brought between the clubs, and we decided to set up a league to see how it went. Each club took on one event and everything was successful, so then this year we said, right, we'll up it a little bit, so there's 11 events on the table for this year. We've been joined by another club, CKR, so we have 6 clubs involved. The interest is there. We have different courses around the county, some of them are hilly, some of them are flat, so there's and time trials, so there's a good bit of variety for cyclists to come into it. And it's not all about, where people may be a little bit hesitant about entering the league, would say, oh well, I don't want to race. The groups will be sorted out depending on your ability, so it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you are, you will only compete against people of your own ability.
That's great, so it kind of includes everybody.
It includes everybody,
and
yes.
everybody's fitness. And Tina, I suppose you're representing the women in the cycling club, but it's a more male-dominated sport, but you know, it's a great social side and great.
It is more male-dominated, but in the last few years, huge numbers of ladies have joined. I think because we're a triathlon club in Virginia, we've always had a lot of ladies in. There would be a lot of interest in swimming and running, as well as cycling in the club. But the Inter-County League has got a lot of their attention. A good few of us joined last year, and I think the numbers are maybe nearly twice as much as they were this year now. The ladies, there's well over 30 involved. Because it's based on ability, you know, there's no, you don't hesitate in joining. It's not that you're racing against the men at a very, very fast level. Everybody is gauged on their ability, the men and the women. So nobody feels that they're going to be intimidated by being in a group of men only. It's ability based. I think all the ladies enjoyed it last year. Went in nervously but really enjoyed it, and I think the fact that we've all signed up again this year just proves that it has worked out for the ladies as well as the gents.
And cycling, it's not necessarily, it's not a team sport, but people have said before, you're cycling in groups. It is really enjoyable. Maybe on a Saturday morning you all get out on the bikes and you meet up. It's a very social thing when you meet up and you get to meet lots of new people.
Yes, I think in that way too, because it's very sociable, a lot of the ladies find that an enjoyable part of it. It's not all competitive. The men definitely probably enjoy the competitions, the competitive end of it a lot. We do have a lot of very strong ladies in the county. We have Tracy McConkey, we have Debbie Lee Gaffney, we have Caroline McDonald from Virginia, all very strong ladies and well able to keep up with the men. But again, the social side of it is important too, and it gets people out. It gets people out doing things that they love. So if that's part of what attracts them to it, that's great too.
Excellent. To bring us back to the the league that's taking place, and it's starting on the 16th of April and you're launching on the 22nd of March. So tell us a bit more about that, James.
Yeah, well, we're going to have just a social cycle from the courthouse in Cavan to Ballioborough and back, and it'll be, you know, friendly. All the clubs involved in it go a nice little pace and get to meet each other, and before the real fireworks start. And then on the 16th, Breffni Wheelers will be hosting the first event, which will be a time trial on the bypass going from Butler's Bridge to Belturbet and back.
That's where I see a lot of the cyclists, and which is beautiful. That, you know, that road you can really appreciate, you know, Lough Erne and the scenery around there. So it's fantastic. So that'll be the first race on the 16th of April.
16th of April,
and that's a time
trial.
Yes. Okay, and that's starting in Cavan. So what follows that?
Another club, DB Cycling in Bono, they'll be hosting a road race. Now the road race is like where the team time or the time trial is an individual event where you're just timed from point A to point B. Yep. The road race in itself, there comes a lot of tactics and there's a lot of different a different way to actually approach the race. So Whereas you could say that time trial would suit triathletes, it wouldn't. A road race wouldn't necessarily suit them. So every competitor has their own strong events. So everyone gets a chance at earning some points in the actual league.
Right. Okay. And then the hill climb. Where will that take place?
The hill climb will be
Steepest hill in Cavan, isn't
yeah.
it?
I think you can guess that one. That could be Quilca Mountain.
Yeah.
So another club, the Smugglers, down in Ballyconnell, they'll be hosting that. So it'll be straight up to the top of the Bella Valley Gap. So it's I don't think anyone kind of looks forward to that at all.
Yeah, can't imagine.
But you know, when you get to the top of it, there is a great sense of achievement at the end of it as well.
Great. And then there's the team trials. So how does that work?
Yeah,
Roland, how does that work? You might.
I suppose the team trial is very much based on it's based on a similar ethos to the time trial in that you have to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. But I suppose there's a different aspect to it in that you're in teams of 4. So the teams, the clubs divvy up into teams of 4, and there's mixed teams with males and females. And last year it was hosted. We left from Mullahorn football field down into Granard and back around via Kilcogie and back. So it was 40. It was 44k or so, and we covered the winning team, and it covered 44k in an hour and 10 minutes. So it's blistering pace. It really everyone, a single person gets to go in the front, and your 3 other cyclists are on their tail, and they swap over at the front, and it keeps the pace at a maximum the whole way around. It was hugely well received last year.
Yeah,
I think.
It was a great event.
You really do cover a lot of ground. You get to see many parts of the county.
I think just on that one, I think the Breffni Wheelers team, which won the team time trial, they had a max or an average speed from Granard, which was about 56 kilometres per hour. So it gives you an idea of the speed that they were actually going.
Wow. So, in relation to how many times a week, Tina, you meet up with your club and you get out for a cycle and for training?
At this time of the year, we would have a club cycle every Sunday, and we would have 3 different groups going out. We try to have the A group, which would be our strongest cyclist, a B group, and then a C group, which is a leisures developing group. So that would be on the Sundays. As a triathlon club, we also have running maybe 2 times a week, Thursdays, and another Saturday maybe for training and that as well. I think most of the clubs would have one specific day that they try to get everybody out. I think that would apply to most of the clubs in the county. And the summertime, usually there'll be an extra evening added on for a shorter cycle, again because we have triathlon people. A lot of swimming would be a big feature of our summer. We use Lochramma for swimming. We have some very, very strong swimmers up there, and they would be swimming maybe twice a week in Lochramma. There could be 2 evenings, and the triathletes would come maybe swim, cycle, and then run in the one evening, do their 3 events for practice for the triathlons. So I'm not too sure. I think probably the other clubs would have a cycle in the evenings apart. They wouldn't be doing triathlons, but there would be at least one extra day in the summer.
Super. And Andy, if people want to get involved or want to take part in the league or get involved with any of the clubs, how can they go about it?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big job at all. Some people may be a little bit hesitant about joining the club when they hear about the Interclub racing, but all of the clubs that are actually starting to race, they were all originally set up with a leisure theme to get people out on the bikes, get them involved in the social end of it, go away for a weekend, maybe to Galway, Cork, where there's loads of one-day events on. So there's no problem at all if somebody wants to come in and join a club. The 5 clubs or the 6 clubs are listed on the Cycling Ireland website. The secretary is usually there as well with a number or an email, so they just send off an email or approach somebody from the club. They will always point them in the right direction. Most of the clubs are quite happy to welcome in. I don't see any reason at all why.
In relation to bikes and equipment, and if somebody thought, well, I'd like to try it, but I don't really want to invest all that money in an expensive bike and in all that gear, what would you advise them to do?
Sometimes it's possible to get a lend of a bike for a week or 2. There is some people that are in it. They may have 2 bikes at home. They can let
Is
one
it
out
a
for a
specific
little while.
bike you'd recommend?
There will be a lot of different equipment and a lot of different levels out there. The Bike to Work is a huge scheme out there at the moment, which is allowing people to actually get onto a decent bike. There is a big difference in actually trying to cycle on a half-decent bike and a
so
really cheap
mountain bike's not a good
mountain
idea.
bike is not ideal. No,
or
mountain bike. People think that the roads are quite rough, that they need a mountain bike for. Generally they don't. Mountain bikes are made for kind of off-road. So basically with the Interclub League, it would all be racers that would be used with quite a skinny wheel on it and lightweight frame. Time trial would be a little bit more specific. It would look a little bit the same, but they're kind of an aero bike, and position would be a lot different, but generally it's a racer is what most people would start on.
That's great. Well, before we finish up, we have some photographs, and just to give everybody a flavour of what goes on and what has gone on with the Cavan Interclub Cycling League over the past year. So they're going to come up on your screen now. I think they are up on the screen. Yes, they are. Okay, so do you want to talk us through them photographs, James?
Yeah, well, we have a selection of photographs. The one on the right-hand side is a great action shot of the winning Breffni Wheelers team from our team time trial. And again, another photo is one of the ladies from the Smugglers. And we had a presentation night in the rugby club where we presented all the winners with a token of what they got, and a representative from Cycling Ulster, Marion Lamb, came down to present it. This photo is of our hill climb, so there's a lot of strained faces on that one. And again, we have one of the VTCC people being chased down by a Breffni wheeler, and I think that could be Lorraine Bennett. Again, that was another of the hill climb. You can see the great
fantastic
backdrop. The backdrop from Ballyvalley Gap.
Where's Ballyvalley Gap?
That's isn't it
Glan Gap?
Is it Glan Gap?
Yeah. Wow. So would you travel, like obviously transport the bikes for your starting point, and then take off then? So is there a special way of transporting them?
I think everybody has their own way. Like personally, I have a bike carrier that just attaches to the boot of the car. I think Andy, you have a van, so you've got one more extra bike to bring.
Which is great. James, just to recap, or Andy, whoever wants to jump in, just about your launch on the 22nd and the time trials are starting on the 16th of April.
Yeah, well, again, we'll be March 22nd. We'll be doing a cycle out to Ballyborough and back in again. We'll be stopping for coffee. We'll be having chats. You know, if anyone wants to join us, absolutely come along. We're more than welcome, and you can get to meet people. And for our events, the first event is the time trial, as I said. And if we can get, people are welcome to come out and support and cheer on the people. It's a great feeling when you get someone to cheer you on as well.
Over the line.
So like again, for the whole summer, we'll be running events every 2 weeks, right till the end of September or to the end of August.
Entire calendar event up on our Facebook
on the
page.
Facebook page.
So what's the name of the Facebook page if people want to
Cavan, if you search for Cavan Interclub League, there's an entire calendar of events and a kind of an explanation about as to how the whole thing runs.
Great.
So as James says, essentially bi-weekly right the way through the summer.
Great, and if people want to check out a cycling club nearer to them, it's all on that page as well. I'm sure they'll be able to access that.
Yeah.
Brilliant, that's great. Well, look at James, Ronan, Tina and Andy, thank you very much for joining us on All About Sport. And we here at Cavan TV and All About Sport, we will definitely be following your journey over the coming months, so you'll definitely see us at that finishing line somewhere. Thank you very much. So don't go anywhere, because coming up next is our guest, traders from Boyle Sports, Damien and Rory. Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our one wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic? You can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel. gateway to Ireland's lakelands.
Why not treat yourself? Come to Avita's Hair Salon in Cavan Crystal Hotel.
I'm James Seamus Smith, solo racer around Ireland 2014. I watch Cavan TV and so should you. Hey!
I'm Gavin Duffy and I'm saying watch cavantv.com. It's a great opportunity to see some great programs and you can watch it all around the globe via the internet and on many platforms. I watch it myself, great stuff.
And you're very welcome back to the show. I'm now joined by Damien and Rory, and they're back with us again on the couch this week to give you some much needed tips for many events that are taking place over the weekend. So, Damien, you're going to kickstart for us. Well, firstly, we have to talk about Cheltenham. The bookies must have been counting their blessings yesterday when Annie Power took that tumble. So
most definitely, yeah, we survived Armageddon.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was after having 3 winners. Duvan won the first race, 2-1 in the so, then followed up in the Arc with 4-6. Faheen won the big one, the champion hurdle. It was all going on to Annie Power, all the multiple bets and people winning, reinvesting their money. All on probably Willie Mullen's best horse, and she does what she normally does, goes clear. The race was all over. Next thing, she fell at the last hurdle. It was a 1 in 100 shot, like, you know.
And I suppose it was big news for the first day, so it really kick-started Cheltenham really for everybody.
Oh, massively, yeah. Like, if it had to go on and win the race, we were in for multi-millions. Like,
yeah. So
it's going to be a hard day to come back again today.
And then, of course, talking about Ruby Walsh, I mean, he had 3 wins, but he could have had a Grand Slam that day.
Yeah, he could have had 4 now. Willie Mullins, not too disappointed in the race. Obviously disappointed Annie Power got beat, but he had the second in the race. Glenn's Melody was ruled by Paul Townend in the end. Yep. So Ruby can't complain. He had both 3 winners. Like,
yeah,
so.
And we had, was it Duvan, Undeso and Faheen?
Faheen, yeah.
So all
the machine.
Right, and there is like them conspiracy theories floating around that, you know, maybe Ruby Walsh, you know, maybe it was all kind of premeditated.
I know Ruby Walsh wanted to win that race now. He wants the glory of being the best of the best. Well, he is the best of the best.
Brilliant.
It's just these things happen.
We'll move on to day 2, and not only that, it's Ladies' Day, but today the Champion Chase was the feature race. How did that work out?
Yeah, the Champion Chase, actually the bookies got a result in this. The top 2 in the market, Sprinter Sacre and Sire de Grugy. It was all expected they would battle it out. Sire de Grugy ran a bad enough race. Sprinter Sacre, unfortunately, now didn't get back to his best and ended up getting pulled up. dodging bullets, slipped on, deservedly won the race in the end. So.
Overall, an exciting Cheltenham, and we've day 3 and day 4 to look forward to, so I'm sure it's going to be a continued busy day in the bookies.
Oh yeah, it was 1-0 to the punters after the first day, and bookies are still alive after the day too, so there's 2 days left for the bookies and the punters to fight it out now.
Brilliant. So, and we just had word in that Jennifer Wren, milliner from Mohill in County Leitrim, has won Best Dressed Lady at the Ladies' Day in Cheltenham. So we'd like to congratulate her from everyone here on All About Sport. So that brings us on to what is coming up next, the Premier League, and the matches are on this weekend. So give us a little rundown about some good tips for this weekend's matches, Rory.
Yeah, well, basically we'll start off on the live game on Saturday morning, 12:45. Crystal Palace are home to QPR. Crystal Palace are 3-4 shot at the minute. QPR away from home. They haven't won a game away from home this season. They're battling relegation. They'll be very glad to get a point out of this game. 3 o'clock game is the Arsenal West Ham game. That's live in Setanta. Arsenal are 2-5 shot at. Now Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 12 London derbies at the Emirates, so their record at the Emirates in them London derbies is impeccable. West Ham have not won any of the last 13 league games against Arsenal, so Damien, you're basically looking at an Arsenal win there.
Oh, definitely. They'll be on a high after Monday night, putting United out of the cup.
Yeah.
2-5 short enough, but they should oblige you 2-5.
Yeah. Now on Sunday we've Chelsea are home to Southampton. Chelsea have lost only one of their last league games against Southampton. They're 1-2 shot. Southampton are 6-1, and you can back the draw at 3-1. Shane Long has scored 2 of his last 3 games. 2 in his last 3 games at Stamford Bridge. So it might be worth maybe an anytime goal scorer bet. Yeah, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well, I can't look past Chelsea here.
Yeah, Chelsea are from
Chelsea won a cup there 2 weeks ago. Southampton's goals are actually drying up a bit.
Yeah.
So Shane Long might nick one, but I fancy Chelsea 3-4, 4-1.
Yeah, Chelsea -1 maybe. You want to take Man United?
Man United Tottenham. Well, Man United's in chaos at the minute. They are 5-6 to beat Tottenham at Old Trafford. Tottenham are 16-5. Man United can't defend at the minute, and there's all sort of shenanigans going on with Falcao playing for the 21s last night. But it'd probably be goals in this game. I would fancy actually Harry Kane to score in this game. He's 6-1 to score the first goal. If he scores in the first 20 minutes, we'll double it up to 12-1. He scored 16 goals in the league this season. He's 26 goals overall. So I think 6-1 to score first at Old Trafford. The way United are defending is a good bet.
Yeah, he's on fire now at the minute.
See, Swansea are in the mix here as well.
Yeah, Swansea are playing Monday night. They're home to Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool are even money to win this, and they've beat Swansea the last 3 times they've played. The last one was 4-1 around Christmas time too.
Yeah.
Swansea's tailor-made for Liverpool. Liverpool at even money's a great bet.
Yeah, well, Liverpool only drew 2-2 against them last year, so Liverpool have to push on to get into the top 4 as well. So the fact that they'll know United and Spurs result, they'll know what they have to do. 3 points is a must for them Monday night.
So these are taking place over the weekend, and
yeah, and Sunday, Chelsea Southampton half on Sunday, United Spurs 4 o'clock Sunday, and then Swansea Liverpool 8 o'clock Monday
okay,
night.
Brilliant. Okay, that brings us on to the Premier League darts live on Sky Sports, and Rory, you're going to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, week 6 tomorrow night at Nottingham. Last week, Stephen Bunton is playing Dave Chisnell. That's the first game tomorrow night, live on Sky Sports. Bunting's a 2-1 shot, Chizzy at even money. Second game, Raymond van Barneveld against James Wade. Barney's 2-1, Wade's even money. The third match on the night is probably the match. Everyone will want to watch this match. Phil the Power Taylor against Michael van Gerwen. Top 2 players at the minute. Taylor's a 7-4 shot, Van Gerwen 11-10. Gary Anderson, PDC champion in January, playing Adrian Lewis. Lewis has been out of sorts. Adrian Lewis could come out one night and win 7-0. He could come out the next one night and lose 7-0. Gary Anderson 11-10. You're looking at a bet there. And finally, the last game of the night, Kim Hybrax, who bet Barney last week, is a 7-4 shot, and Peter Wright, the snake bite, 11-10. The tie in all them matches is a 7-2 shot. And the outright marking at the minute, Van Gerwen 6-4, Phil Taylor 11-4, Anderson 9-2, and it's 12-1 bar.
All right, okay. Damien, that brings us on to the National Football League this weekend, and going to tell us some of your...
Yeah, a couple of big matches. Big match on Saturday night now, Mayo versus Dublin. Mayo at home, Dublin away. It's even money, actually. Take your pick at the minute. 15-2, actually a good bet as a draw. Dublin's been very inconsistent in the league. Mayo's won 3 out of their 4 games this season, and they're looking pretty good now. I would fancy them to beat the Dubs. The other game on Saturday night's Meath versus Laois. Meath are 4-9 shots. That's probably about right. Laois were going bad in Division 2, but a good win last weekend against Roscommon. Then Sunday we have a replay of the All-Ireland final. We have Kerry and Dublin. Both teams have 2 wins, 2 losses. Both are very inconsistent at the minute too. Kerry are 1-2. Donegal are actually 11-5. That's a bit of value. They'll be looking for some payback after the All-Ireland final, which they lost basically due to a goalkeeper mistake at the end. So I'd fancy them to go down and put up a good performance against Kerry. 11-5 might be a bit of value there. Next we have Galway against poor old Cavan. Galway are 1-2. Cavan are 9-4. Cavan are coming off 2 bad results there, but they actually didn't play too bad in the whole. They were in the game up in the last 10 minutes in both matches. Cavan always be at their best when they wrote off, and especially away from home. 9-4, could do worse than backing them.
Yeah, definitely.
Next we have Clare v Armagh. Clare are 5-2. Armagh's 4-9. Armagh should win that. Louth v Tipperary. Louth are 9-4. Tipperary 4-9. 15-2 a draw. A draw mightn't be a bad bet there. Move on some of the bigger matches now. Monaghan versus Derry. Monaghan are absolutely flying high in Division 1. 1-2 shots. Derry 2-1. Monaghan are afraid of no one at the minute. They're just getting better and better over the last 3 years.
Great result away to Donegal last weekend as well.
Like, that's a result they wouldn't have got a couple of years ago now. They're after going through Division 3, Division 2. They won in Ulster. They're afraid of no one now. Next we have Tyrone and Cork. Tyrone are 4-5. Cork are 11-8. Tyrone put up a good performance last week against Dublin in Croke Park. They got a draw, but that Dublin team, something's not right there this year in the league. They're very inconsistent now.
You only had a few players back last weekend as well. It'll take time for them to gel
I think
again.
there's too many players in the forward line. He needs to nail down a solid 6. Cork are 11-8 to win that game. I think that's massive. I think I would actually have Cork as favourites to win that, although it's in Tyrone. They've Colin O'Neill back. He scored 321 in the league already this season. He's just unstoppable. Next thing we have Kildare and Roscommon. Kildare, unfortunately, beat Cavan last week. Roscommon drew with Cavan at the start of the league. 8-11 Kildare, 11-8 Roscommon. I think there's a bit of value in Roscommon there. 11-8 Roscommon's a tough team. No one likes playing against.
At home or away from home, they're very, very tough.
Yeah, and that was Kildare's first point against Cavan last week too, and they've been awful in the league up until that. And bounce of a ball at different times in that game. Cavan could have snatched something out of that game. Then we move on then to the All-Ireland Club final, which is on St Patrick's Day, the 17th, next Tuesday. Corofin, the Galway champions, v Slaughtneil, the Derry champions. Slaughtneil, who put out our own Cavan team here, Cavan Gales in the first round of Ulster. Corofin probably have the best form going in here. They beat the Dublin champions and last year's All-Ireland winners St Vincent's by 5 points in the semi-final. Slaughtneil beat Austin Stacks from Kerry. That was a very, very close game at the start. They only beat them by a point. At the start of the year we had Corofin 7-2 to win this All-Ireland. Slaughtneil were 50-1. So that reflected in the price for the match now. 1-3 Corofin and 3-1 Slaughtneil. But there actually has been a bit of money for Slaughtneil. Probably 3-1's a bit big for a final. You know, what can happen in a final,
especially in neutral ground, anything can happen.
Yeah, draw 17-2 there as well. Like, that's a bit big for a draw. You know, both teams don't want to be beat. So.
No, definitely not.
Right, well that's lots happening with the National League over the weekend with the football. So to finish off, we're going to discuss the Six Nations, and obviously it kick-starts on Saturday, Wales versus Ireland at 2:30 in Cardiff. So Rory, how are we set?
What a weekend we're set for. Ireland have a great chance of securing the Six Nations Championship if they beat Wales on Saturday. They still have to play Scotland after that, but if they can overcome Wales, that should be more or less it. Now we have Ireland priced up at 4-6. Wales are 6-5. You can back them in the handicap. Ireland -2 at 10-11. Wales +2 at 10-11. Now Ireland have a great record in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. In 4 of the last 6 matches that they've played them in Cardiff, they've actually beaten them. They have a great record coming into the game today. They've beaten England already, France already, both of them games in the Aviva, and they've also beaten Italy away from home. So more or less, like if it's you'd be hoping that they should win. There's now the other game, England and Scotland, England are 1 to 20.
So that's on Saturday, that's later
Yeah,
on at 5 p.m.
It's on at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
So good day of rugby on Saturday.
Yeah, great day. Now England minus 15, which might be more enticing. It's a 10 to 11 shot.
They've got to be the favourites, like with their Scotland. That's where they're playing on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's actually for the Calcutta Cup. So Scots will be up for that as well. Now the Sunday game is in Rome. Italy take on France. This is a dead rubber match. Neither team can win the Triple Crown or even the Six Nations Championship. So more or less that's really it. It's all eyes will be towards Cardiff on Sunday or Saturday. Sorry.
On Saturday, yeah. So it really is a busy weekend in the world of sport, and you've had all the tips, and you can start thinking about what you'd like to start betting on over the weekend. But we have €25 free bets to offer, and if you would like to be in with a chance, you just need to tweet at Cavan TV Sport. And the question is Ireland play Wales in Cardiff this weekend on Saturday, and we want to know what is the name of the stadium. So if you have the answer, tweet at Cavan TV Sport. Just want to congratulate David Green from Cavan and Eddie Alford from Westmoreland Street in Dublin, and you won last week's €25 free bets. So Rory and Damien, that's great. Thank you very much for that update, and we'll see you next week, please God. Okay, so that's it from All About Sport for this week, live from the Cavan Crystal Hotel, Dublin Road, Cavan Town. Again, get in touch with the show on Facebook, Louise O'Reilly, or tweet me at Cavan TV Sport. Thank you to all my guests tonight, and remember, tweet me your answers to be in with a chance to win €25 free bet. And we're going to finish off the show tonight with Ireland winning the Grand Slam back in '09. So it's goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.
Drop the goal, Grand Slam at stake. He's got it! Yes! Would you believe that?
Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan Town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our one wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic? You can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel, gateway to Ireland's Lakelands. Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan Town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our one wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic, you can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel.